morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It's currently 5:41 on this Friday morning. I have some very bad news to tell you guys, but before I do, we got the Land Cruiser warming up. It's extremely cold out, so diesels require a little bit of time to warm up before you drive them. So I got her started, ready to go. You could probably tell something is missing from this picture. It is Friday. It is race weekend. Why do I have the Land Cruiser started? We're gonna go over that here soon, but enjoy the trip, and we're going to Pocono Raceway for Stack, so here we go.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight we gonna light it up. Tonight we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up.
We have arrived. I missed a little tunnel path that Pocono Raceway has, but I'm trying to figure out where we go now. Okay. Not sure if that's tickets. Oh, never mind. I think I see a line of people here.
Turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up. Tonight we gonna light it up. Tonight we gonna light it up. Just like the sunrise, we gonna light it up.
Shannon and I are back at the hotel now. Stack day one was actually pretty interesting. I got to take a ride in Jamie's Evo since I'm going to go into a story about what happened to my GTR. But before that, being a passenger in a race car on a track makes you realize that you never want to drive your car on the street again. So his car makes about 280 wheel horsepower and is running on slicks on a Evo 9, I believe. It was a great ride along, and I had a great time. Taught me a lot of stuff just being a passenger in a car. And I'm going to go into why there's no footage of me in my car or why my car is not at the track. Took out the car Sunday, ran fine. Took out the car Tuesday, started up fine, take it out, and I noticed something was not right. I thought I heard an exhaust leak. It did sound like an exhaust leak, and there were signs of an exhaust leak. So I said, okay, simple solution. I'm going to tighten up the clamps, make sure everything is snug, make sure the exhaust is not rattling and it's not hitting the exhaust tunnel, and everything will be okay. So everything gets tightened, start the car, go back out on the street, still happening. Okay, trying to figure out what's going on. Now the car's shaking a bit. All right. Maybe a little misfire. Gonna change out the plugs, no problem. Maybe this will fix it. Race days in about, or race weekend is about 3 days away, and this was Tuesday. So change the plugs again, like I said. All right, still happening. So what now? The car was tuned in 95-degree weather with 100% humidity, so I figured the drastic change in temperature and weather that the car might be acting up a bit. So John and I contacted the tuner. We're like, listen, you know, we're less than 48 hours away from a 3-day event. Do you think we can meet up on the dyno and try to fix this? He actually made adjustments to his schedule, and we were able to meet him at Fast. Got the car on the dyno at 9 a.m. Thursday morning. Do a pull, a few pulls. Car seems to be fine, but when we change the plugs again, we're like, okay, cylinder number 4 is a little wet. And that spark plug was different than the rest. And this was the same thing when we took the injectors, or the spark plugs out the first time. So we're like, it might be a leaky injector. So from that point on, I went from Westchester all the way to Carlisle. And then from Carlisle back to Westchester. So it was 100 miles one way just to get my injectors cleaned and tested to make sure they weren't leaking. So of course, make the trip, and my injectors are 110% working as they should. So I just made a 200-mile round trip to tell me my injectors were fine. Whatever, so that cancels out that. So now we're starting back from square one, wondering what the hell's going on. Get back to the shop, put the injectors back in. Now we're trying to figure out what to do. So we do a leak down test. And for some reason, this was telling me that this was going to happen again. But do a leak down test, everything seems fine. Hit cylinder number 4, basically a flat line. And at that point, I knew that there was something wrong. So cylinder 4 made almost 0 compression, and cylinder 6 was pretty damn low. So this is, mind you, Thursday night, literally the night before I was supposed to load my car up on the trailer. Or actually, I was supposed to load my car up on Thursday night for Friday morning to hit the road to Poconos, where we're at now, for Stacked. And I don't even know, I was speechless at that point. And I was like, the season's over for me. I was going to race the weekend, and then it would have been over anyway. But that's it. It just, I don't even know what to say. This is the second time in 8 months that I've had some sort of valve issue, and I don't know what's going on. But we're going to get it squared away, and pretty much spring of 2019, the car will be back in full effect, and I can't wait to race. And after taking a ride in Jamie's car on the track, really hurts to not have my car here this weekend. Jim had his Turbo S2000. He ran the first cycle and ended up blowing his rear diff, so he was out. So it really wasn't a good weekend for either one of us, and you know, we're just gonna have fun tomorrow and make what we make of it, and hopefully the weather holds out, because I think it's supposed to rain or even snow at some point tomorrow. But I just want to let you guys know what the status update is on the GTR, because I know I've been getting a lot of messages asking why my car won't be at the event. And a few people have messaged me saying they want to come see the GTR on the track, but I had to say that it's not going to be here, and it'd be a waste of time if you were coming to look at my car. So GTR is out of commission for the rest of the season. We're going to take our time and try to fix it during the winter time, and hopefully be back up and running spring of 2019 and hopefully have it better than ever. So that's pretty much the update on that car. As much as I hate it at the moment, it's what it is. It's a race car. I guess things break, and if building a race car was easy, I guess everybody would do it. But that's pretty much it. Just want to give you guys a story on that, and so this way people don't keep asking, you know, what happened, did you crash it, or whatever the case may be. But no, it's not crashed. It's not blown up, all right? It's just definitely an issue with the head, and I'm assuming it's probably just the valves. I could be wrong, but being that there's no compression, it could be bent valves. Valves are stuck. I don't know, but we're going to take the head off and inspect it and see what we find. But on that note, hopefully you guys like some of the footage that I got today at Stacked. Spent a lot of time talking to people about lines, braking, racing, everything. So I didn't have my camera with me. I got some drifting shots and some other racing shots. I got some footage in Jamie's car, which I should have plugged in the video at some point, but honestly I couldn't hold the camera still. So honestly, I'm thinking that most of the footage is probably going to be useless. But again, like, share, subscribe, and you guys hopefully have a better night than I did yesterday.